What's up, everybody? Brad here, and we've got some interesting news to talk about. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate just wrapped up with Sora coming to the game as the final DLC character, and that was a pretty big deal. Pretty much the highest note possible. The most requested character, and probably the hardest character they could have gotten, was the last character. At the same time, we've got Nickelodeon pushing All-Stars Brawl, which is their own crossover platform fighting game, and that's been pretty well received too, despite it, I think it having a few issues that people said need to be fixed. But overall, it's a good time for platform fighters, and it looks like we may not be done with platform fighters either. There appear to be more, several in fact, coming from big studios with some very popular characters. So let's look at the big rumor that came out of the Gaming Leaks and Rumors Reddit. And this one is very, very surprising. It's actually surprising in the very same way that the Nick Brawl game was surprising, in that it sounds very random, but I wouldn't write it off at all. So here we have, from someone on Reddit, it says NetherRealm, who's behind Mortal Kombat, and I think the Injustice games too. I'm not super sure about them. Forgive me for that. It says there will be a new IP coming from Warner. And it is a platform fighter, just like Smash, just like Nick All-Stars. But apparently this game has been in the works since before Nick All-Stars was even announced. So it's apparently been in development for a while now, and it's only just now starting to make rounds. But anyway, it says it will be a tag team game. Now that's interesting because the other games, you just pick a character and fight. But supposedly this game's unique feature will be that you it says that you will pick two characters. But the leaker says they're not sure if that means that the two characters are separate and you can swap in and out and tag like Marvel vs. Capcom, where you just tag in and out as a character. Or if that means each character is a pair. You know, you're paired off with certain characters and they fight in a unique way that way. Now I have my doubts about that being the way that it works because of a character or two down here that I'm very, suspicious of. One specifically, but we'll get to the supposedly confirmed characters in a minute. But yeah, this is gonna be very interesting. I hope it's real. There's been some sources saying that, yes, there is some legitimacy to this. I'll get to those in a minute. But anyway, let's go right into the confirmed characters now, supposedly. Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, who would be the first character listed, and it makes sense because apparently, according to the origins of the game, this game is inspired by people wanting to see, or the memes going around of Shaggy being in Mortal Kombat in this Ultra Instinct form that he's gotten. There's a to explain the Ultra Instinct Shaggy meme. Obviously, Ultra Instinct coming from Dragon Ball Super, the Tournament of Power. Goku gets this new transformation that is something that only the deities have ever been able to really master. But there's a Scooby-Doo movie where Shaggy is hypnotized, and in this trance, he becomes fearless. And he becomes cocky. And in one scene where he's in this state of mind, he's able to beat up an entire motorcycle gang by himself. And people started memeing it as he had tapped into Ultra Instinct and put over and they edited over the track that plays when Goku first takes Ultra Instinct in the show. And it took off. And suddenly there was fan art and all kinds of stuff. Then there were jokes about Shaggy being put into Mortal Kombat, and it looks like doing that was a tad too far. They didn't want to. I guess Warner and the team, NetherRealm, didn't want to put Shaggy in. So it's a little bit too much to put such a kid-friendly character and series like Scooby-Doo into such a violent, gory franchise like Mortal Kombat. But people liked it. They still liked it. They still thought it was funny. And ideas were tossed around at Warner to find some way to, or the idea of crossovers started getting more popular. And Space Jam 2, like that one was obvious. Now I remember hearing a while back, before we get back to the roster. Well, let's go back to the roster first. So we got Shaggy. Gandalf from Lord of the Rings. Now, I'm a nerd, but I don't know enough about Lord of the Rings to say anything about it. Tom and Jerry. Yes, the cat and the mouse. They're supposedly in this game as one character. That's interesting. Batman, because if you're going to have a WB fighting game, you can't have Batman. You cannot you can't not have Batman in it. He's got to be in there. Fred Flintstone, where there's been rumors of a Flintstones reboot in the works for a long time now. Supposedly, Seth MacFarlane was going to be doing a new Family Guy style Flintstones film. Well, not film, but series, but that's never really happened. Mad Max, something else I don't really know that much about. Johnny Bravo. Now, I would love Johnny Bravo. Johnny is the reason why I don't think this is going to be the two characters as one thing, because Johnny was more of a loner anyway. So I figure if the tag team thing is real, it will probably be you tag in and out like Marvel vs. Capcom. But that might just be a working idea or an extra feature they have, and that you can still do one-on-one fights and just have one character. But then there are also supposedly Harry Potter and Ron from the Harry Potter franchise were supposedly in, or maybe they either are in or were going to be in, but supposedly there's some rights issues going on and they may not make it into the final game. Who knows? I think that would be I don't know really what to say. Never been really super into Harry Potter. I think that world interests me in the way that it works with magic and the monsters and stuff like that. But I don't know. But Harry Potter's a big franchise. I'm sure they would love to have it in there. I don't know why there would be rights issues unless J.K. Rowling has complete control over that, and perhaps she doesn't want to see Harry fight Johnny Bravo or Ultra Instinct Shaggy. I don't know. The funny thing is, back when Space Jam 2 was going around, I remember seeing talks that it was supposed to be the launch of something. That this new idea of, I guess, capitalizing on the idea of the serververse, or making Space Jam a recurring series of movies or something, instead of it just being, oh, here's a sequel to this movie that we made a long time ago. Because when you really think about it, why would they put all of their IPs into Space Jam 2? The original Space Jam was exclusively about the Looney Tunes. Now suddenly you're seeing cameos from the Thundercats, the Animaniacs, the Hanna-Barbera characters. King Kong was there, the Iron Giant was in there, a bunch of different Batman characters were there. There were so many characters in that were just part of the background crowd that, a lot of them were just looped animations. But, Rick and Morty made a cameo. So I think that was definitely a test to see how people would react to a Warner Brothers multiverse idea. And I think it did pretty well. I thought Space Jam 2 was a lot better than the first Space Jam. I do kind of wish that there had been more than that all those cameos were a little bit more than just being in the background, but they were fun to see. But that was a big thing for something that was originally just like because remember, the original Space Jam was just a reaction to the fact that the Michael Jordan, Bugs Bunny, McDonald's, or what was it? No, was it McDonald's? I think it was a McDonald's commercial or something. It was some sort of commercial. It may have been for the shoes, but it was some sort of commercial that Michael Jordan did together with Looney Tunes, and they were very popular, so they made a movie out of it. And then here we go. Years later, we get the second one with LeBron James, and now this is apparently in the works now. I don't know what to. I don't know. I'm very excited about it. Let's see what else. What else was in this? What else we got? Apparently, but the leaker says that Warner definitely wants to do more with crossovers. I mean, it just makes sense. Like I've said, Smash Brothers is the most popular game pretty much in the world. Every Smash reveal is a big event in the gaming world. I mean, if you just throw out even the possibility that a Smash character could get announced, that makes something worth watching. So, Smash reveals are always big. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl came out of nowhere and took over the internet for the day that it got announced. There were so many memes and jokes. It was pretty much one of the most positive days I've ever seen on the internet, where just everybody ran with the joke and just the idea of what all you could do, and just memes everywhere. It's probably the most I've laughed at staring at my Twitter feed in a long time. And they seem that game apparently was started on just a low budget, and it looks like because of the reception to it and how much hype it generated, being a, as they call it, Smash clone, it looks like they have more opportunities to do stuff now later. I think DLC wasn't a thing before, but they've confirmed there will be DLC characters for that. They said that before, that was just recently, somebody asked them about third-party characters, maybe for characters that Nickelodeon doesn't necessarily own, but for characters that may have that their show may have been on Nickelodeon at some point in the past. Specifically, they brought up Goku. So again, the connecting theme between this stuff is Goku. Goku was also heavily requested for Smash, but he's not a game character. But when the Nick Brawl devs were asked about third-party characters, they decided to give the no comment answer, which I can neither confirm nor deny that this may be happening. Which, a non-answer is an answer sometimes. So I think that was what the interviewer said. But, that the hype for that game has apparently opened more doors for them, and the same could be true here. But the way this is worded, it seems like they already know that there's going to be hype for this game. So that could, if this game has a bigger budget, then they could have something special. Because the Nick game, it looks like they were going to just drop the game and that was going to be it. I think they even confirmed that was the plan. The original idea was here's a bare bones game, here's your base roster, enjoy. But it looks now like they're trying to build on that, and I'm very happy about that. But anyway, it looks like there's no word on when the game is going to be officially announced, but apparently it's been in development since at least before Nick Brawl was even announced. So this game could be close to announcement. Leaker says maybe the Game Awards are early next year, but they don't really have any idea. Then they edited the post, and it links to the website that shows you officially registered trademarks. And Multiversus is registered. It was apparently the trademark was filed in September, so a month ago, less than a month ago actually. And the party who owns it is Warner Brothers Entertainment Incorporated. So Warner owns the trademark for Multiversus. So that's a good sign. Now, I think a lot of companies sometimes just trademark stuff in the event that they might utilize it later. Even if they have no intention, or if they have no intention of using it just so nobody else can use it. So, at least this is something good. This is a good sign here. The leaker says somebody sent them this information. So this didn't come from the leaker originally. The original leaker of the Multiversus, game says that somebody sent them this trademark page, and they just reshared it to the Reddit. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. A second edit comes in saying that the second edit to the Reddit page says that this particular leaker is aware that there are actually several platform fighters in development outside of this Multiversus game. And they go on to say that it's an open secret within the Western gaming industry that they've been wanting to try to find a way to capitalize off of Super Smash Bros. Success with their own stuff. They want to copy that success. I mean, Smash is one of the best, top-selling video games. Remember, it dethroned Street Fighter 2 as the with the most sold copies of a fighting game in history. And like I said before, any Smash reveal is major news and generates, just amazing amounts of hype. So it makes sense that other studios would want to do something similar. And when you are a major studio and you have such a vast library of characters and content that you could pull from, of course you would want to make your own crossover platform fighter. Nickelodeon was smart enough to be, I guess, the first one to try to do that and then sort of match the timing with the end of Smash Ultimate and the launch of their own game, because the same day that Smash's final character was revealed was the day that Nick Brawl officially launched. So, very symbolic there. But apparently they're also aware that Nintendo is not very friendly with their competitive players, and they want to capitalize on that too. So, popular IP platform fighter that actually wants to have a very strong competitive scene. That's something Nintendo has the roster and the gameplay on their side, but not the competitive side. They're actually pretty negative about that, especially with the people who still love Melee. And apparently, Smash Melee has been a major inspiration for some of these upcoming platform fighters. They want the people who love Melee to love these games. And they want to be supportive of those communities. There's probably a lot of money to be made there for people who miss Melee. Maybe they love Ultimate, but they prefer Melee, and they want to be competitive. There's a market there. It certainly is. I've been saying for a while that Nintendo would make way more. That Nintendo is just letting money just fade away by not porting Melee to the Switch and giving it online. Like, good online, by the way. That's another weakness of Smash that these other studios could work on, that even Nick Brawl has said they want to do. Apparently Nick Brawl's rollback is on the fritz, and they only have one person who knows how to fix it, and they were on vacation. So people were kind of half joking about how, at least they're honest, and they're like, hey, we only have one person who knows how to fix this, and they're not available at the moment, but they'll get right on it when he gets back, So that's all. That's nice. It means you'll have to wait a little while, but at least they intend to fix it. But apparently the other platform fighters, apparently there's at least 2 others in the works from major IPs or major studios. Now, who could those be? I have 2 ideas on who they could be, and this is, like I said, the 2 other platform fighters. This is not the Warner's Multiversus game. My theory is that the leaker says that one of the studios is significantly bigger than them. That suggests to me maybe Disney. A Disney crossover platform fighter, which you would just take all the stuff from Kingdom Hearts and put them in a fighting game. Like, that could work. Disney's also working on a mobile game called... there's a lot of Disney crossover games out, by the way, if you look on their mobile stuff. Mirrorverse is one where they reimagine all their characters in more of like an RPG fantasy setting. And some of those designs are really good. So, I don't know. Maybe they could make Mirrorverse a platform fighting game too and just have Mirrorverse be its own thing. I mean, I would figure they would probably just keep the characters as they are. Maybe alternate skins. Mirrorverse and then their original skins. So, I don't know. Disney, I could see being one of them, a Disney platform fighter. I mean, if anybody knows how much a platform fighter could make them money and generate hype, it should be Disney because of the Sora reveal in Smash. I mean, we found out that Sora, of course, was the original winner of the previous Smash Bros. Wii U fighter ballot. And that was like 5 or 6 years ago. Now, I don't remember. It was also revealed recently that Sakurai had bumped into a Disney head in an elevator at an award show or something like that. And he brought up Sora being in Smash, and the Disney head said, you know what, that's probably a good idea. And that's how that particular talk started. That just because Sakurai bumped into a Disney executive in an elevator, I think it was. I may be mixing that up with the origin of Kingdom Hearts, though, because Kingdom Hearts started in a similar way. It's just a random chance meeting between two people who happen to be in the same spot together. And they kind of thought, hey, what if we did an RPG kind of, a Japanese RPG kind of style game, but with Disney characters? And somebody was like, oh, okay. And then Kingdom Hearts was born. Similar thing happened with Sora getting into Smash. But yeah, Disney should be well aware of what they can do. Kingdom Hearts is crazy popular. Smash popular. Now those two have come together. And so yeah, I could definitely see that. The other platform fighter I think we could possibly see out of this is the resurrection of PlayStation All-Stars. I know that game didn't really do as well as they had maybe thought it would. They weren't able to get a lot of the characters they wanted. And funny enough, a lot of those characters that the developers for PlayStation All-Stars wanted ended up in Smash. Like, Cloud wasn't on... Like, Cloud didn't make it into PlayStation... into the PlayStation fighter, but he got into the Nintendo fighter. That's pretty ironic. But... who knows? They could happen. I wouldn't give up on it. I think the idea, though, like, I haven't played PlayStation All-Stars, but I do know that the big gimmick for that game was that in order to KO an opponent, you have to hit them with your finisher. And I don't like that. And I think a lot of people didn't like that either. Like, it was an attempt to try to stand out from Smash and be different. But it probably would have been just better just to completely copy it. Like, let your characters have their finishers, but if the only way to beat an opponent is you have to hit them with the finisher, then that just seems like a way to... That's just a weird... that's just a weird decision, I think. But yeah, I think we could see those games. Let's see, what else? What do we have here before we get out of here? Edit number 3, we've got... says that a lot of people who apparently know about the game and are working on it, or at least know that it actually is happening, have been contacting the leaker saying, like, yes, this is all true, and said apparently it must be a huge open secret. It says, check my comment history for my answer in regards to that glaring error. It said, left a hint, if you know, you know. Now, I don't know what that means, but I don't know. It just... I think this is all lining up pretty good. And this could be something special. And I think Warner kind of already knows a little bit about the appeal of crossover stuff, because just look at the last season of Fortnite. Chapter 2, Season 7 of Fortnite had both Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty in it and Superman. Now, as I mentioned that right now, or in like a day or two, the next Batman Fortnite comic comes out, where Batman is going to actually fight the Foundation, which is a character from Fortnite, and is supposed to be a pretty important character. So there's even an ongoing storyline where the characters from Fortnite are working in cahoots with Deathstroke, the Batman Who Laughs, and Lex Luthor, and that, like, there was even one point where Gotham was part of Fortnite. So, but that was a long time ago. But again, like Rick and Superman being in the last Battle Pass, I think they know, like these big crossovers are always going to appeal to people. I've said this so many times, that crossovers just work. So, and it's funny when you think about like a crossover game with Batman. You know, you don't even have to go to to Fortnite for that. Look back at like Scooby-Doo, What's New Scooby-Doo or whatever. Not What's New Scooby-Doo, but the old Scooby-Doo movies where the entire thing was Scooby and the gang meeting various characters, including Batman. I think there was a special film or special episode of Batman the Brave and the Bold that starred the Scooby-Doo characters. Space Ghost appeared in an episode of Batman Brave and the Bold. Space Ghost wasn't just a late-night talk show host. But I really like the idea here. I think that there's some... I'm going to say that my gut feeling tells me this is real. That this will be a real game. I can't imagine that... Like I said, I think like the day before they officially revealed the Nick Brawl game, it had gotten leaked that there was a rumor that there was going to be a Nickelodeon Smash Brothers game, and then they officially revealed it the next day. Now, I don't think this is going to happen. I think one of the weaknesses of Nick Brawl is that their character reveals are just kind of lackluster. Aside of the original trailer that they dropped to promote it, the character reveals are almost just basically, here's the new character. There's no build-up. There's no, well animated trailer to hype up and build your anticipation to make you sit there and go, who could this be? Who could this be? Like the original fake out tease for Smash Ultimate's reveal, which was like everybody thought this was going to be a Splatoon reveal, and then boom, the Inkling turns around and there's a fiery Smash logo in the background. Like, that kind of stuff is missing from the Nick Brawl game, and maybe it's because they just don't have the budget for it. But Warner does, and if they're aware of this kind of thing and they want to make this feel just as big as Smash Brothers, then they'll take their time. They'll invest the money in it to make it look really good, to build that hype up, and then the roster itself kind of becomes secondary. Or not secondary, but I think the reveals and the roster itself need to go hand in hand. You can't just say, here's Shaggy, or here's Batman, or even for characters that aren't revealed yet, here's Samurai Jack, here's Wonder Woman. You can't just throw the character out there. I mean, that'll get you some hype, but you need to present it in a way that will excite people. Just like last year at the Game Awards, where they opened the Game Awards with the reveal for Sephiroth in Smash. And they did that by showing all the Smash roster that was already in the game getting beaten up by Galeem, who was the big boss. This was the character that, introduced us to the World of Light and took out all of the characters except Kirby. Then suddenly, in one swing of his sword, Sephiroth has defeated the boss of this game, or one of the bosses of the game. And the rest of the trailer is just showing off how tough Sephiroth is. And it was a great reveal trailer. As pretty much every Smash trailer is great, even for characters you don't really like. So, again, I'm really excited to see what happens here. I think it could be a very, very good thing. I think platform fighters, I want to see more platform fighters. I want to see that. So I'm very hopeful that this is real. I think it will be. And I hope I'm not wrong. So, interesting times ahead. And I hope you enjoyed listening to me talk about it. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe. Go check out all my other stuff. And we'll see you next time. And hopefully we'll have some more information on this as we get closer to the Game Awards. See you later.